Forget everything you think you know about Atlantis. For centuries, we've dismissed it as a myth, a bedtime story from an ancient philosopher. But what if new evidence, uncovered in the last few years, isn't just hinting at its existence, but pinpointing its precise location, and a civilization far more advanced than we ever imagined? Prepare for a journey that redefines history. You're watching this channel. Join me as we get into the captivating tales of history's mysteries, unraveling the enigmas that continue to captivate and intrigue us. If you love this, make sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. In Plato's narrative, Atlantis was situated in the Atlantic Ocean, which was critical to his point, as he was using Atlantis as an illustration of moral decline. For him, the island's disappearance symbolized the corruption of an advanced civilization. However, over the centuries, many people have attempted to locate the real-world counterpart to Plato's Atlantis, and currently, there is a lot of excitement surrounding a possible location in the Mediterranean Sea. Researchers have proposed various places as potential locations for Atlantis, including areas in Greece, Italy, and even the island of Malta. According to Plato, Atlantis was situated in the Atlantic Ocean, which was critical to his point, as he was using Atlantis as an illustration of moral decline. For him, the island's disappearance symbolized the corruption of an advanced civilization. However, over the centuries, many people have attempted to locate the real-world counterpart to Plato's Atlantis. And currently, there is a lot of excitement surrounding a possible location in the Mediterranean Sea. Researchers have proposed various places as potential locations for Atlantis, including areas in Greece, Italy, and even the island of Malta. The author of a book called The Lost Civilization of Atlantis and the Pyramids of the Mediterranean Coast of Greece, which was published in 2012, suggests that the island was located off the coast of the Peloponnese Peninsula, between the islands of Crete and Kythia. Paul believes that during the Bronze Age, which lasted from around 3300 BC to 1200 BC, the Peloponnese Peninsula was connected to the rest of Greece. He supports his claim by citing ancient Greek texts that mention a road that leads to the city of Atlantis. According to Paul, this road would have led to the city of Thera, which is now called Santorini. Another individual who has extensively researched the subject of Atlantis agrees that it existed but believes that it was situated off the coast of Malta, not Greece. The individual claims that the massive megalithic structures known as the Hagar Kim and Nagdra temples on the island of Malta were constructed with the assistance of Atlanteans. However, other experts dispute this assertion, arguing that these buildings were most likely constructed using local materials and without any outside assistance. For many years, the prevailing belief among experts was that Plato had entirely fabricated the tale of Atlantis. However, recent discoveries have sparked renewed interest in the legend, and experts are now reconsidering whether or not it may have some basis in reality. Some researchers have put forward the theory that Plato was inspired to write the story of Atlantis after witnessing the destruction caused by a tsunami in the eastern Mediterranean. A tsunami with a magnitude of 8.2 on the Richter scale struck the area in 365 AD, resulting in significant loss of life and destruction of property. This natural disaster may have been the impetus behind Plato's account of a powerful and prosperous civilization that was wiped out in a single day. However, regardless of whether Plato was directly influenced by the tsunami or drew inspiration from another historical event, it appears that he intended to convey a deeper message through the narrative of Atlantis. In his text, Plato describes the Atlanteans as a highly advanced and sophisticated civilization that possessed a deep understanding of mathematics, astronomy, and other esoteric subjects. He also portrays them as being inherently virtuous, and just until their society began to degenerate, leading to their ultimate downfall. According to Plato, the Atlanteans held a deep reverence for the gods and recognized the interconnectedness of all things, which enabled them to harness the energy of the cosmos to meet their needs. They were also said to possess an advanced form of government characterized by wisdom, justice, and equality. This utopian society was located in the Atlantic Ocean, far from the known world of the Greeks, and was said to have been destroyed by a natural disaster that caused it to sink beneath the waves. It's important to note that Plato's description of Atlantis is highly symbolic and allegorical, making it challenging to decipher his true intentions and the historical basis for his story. Some scholars argue that Atlantis was a purely fictional creation, while others believe it may have been inspired by real historical events. Despite the ongoing debate, Plato's work has left an indelible mark on human imagination and has inspired countless theories and speculations about the existence of Atlantis. There is a recently discovered piece of evidence that has reignited the debate surrounding the existence of Atlantis. A group of American researchers utilized computer modeling to simulate wave activity in the Atlantic Ocean, and their findings suggested that a large island capable of housing a sizable population did indeed exist off the coast of Morocco approximately 12,000 years ago. The island, which was roughly twice the size of Manhattan, was eventually submerged due to rising sea levels as the climate warmed following the end of the Ice Age. According to Ryan Imgrund, an associate professor of geology at Whitman College, who co-authored the study, this landmass would have been visible from the North African coast, and the Strait of Gibraltar would have appeared similar to the Aegean Sea, dotted with numerous islands. These simulations have provided compelling support for the theory that a large island existed off the coast of Morocco during the last glacial maximum, which peaked around 20,000 years ago. During this time, much of the planet was covered in ice and sea levels were lower than they are now. Between then and now, the global climate has undergone significant changes. According to Ryan, during the last glacial maximum, the Sahara Desert was a lush grassland, and the Atlantic coast of Africa was lined with thick forests. At that time, the current located off the Moroccan coast flowed in the opposite direction, bringing warm water from the equator northward. As the climate warmed, the ice melted and the sea level rose. The forest was inundated and transformed into a shallow sea. The rise in sea level also resulted in the formation of a vast wetland region along the Moroccan coast, which could have potentially supported a substantial human population. This latest discovery has renewed interest in the possibility that Atlantis could have been a real place, and not just a figment of Plato's imagination. It remains to be seen whether further evidence will come to light that can shed more light on the mystery of Atlantis. The search for Atlantis has captivated explorers and historians for centuries. In the 19th century, a French explorer named Pierre Race produced a map that purportedly depicted the lost city. The map, which dates back to 1513, shows a coastline that aligns closely with the modern-day coast of North Africa, with the exception of a small portion near the Strait of Gibraltar that appears to be missing. This discrepancy has led some to speculate that the map may contain a depiction of Atlantis. However, mainstream historians generally dismiss this theory, attributing the apparent gap to a simple oversight on the part of Race. Despite this skepticism, the map remains an intriguing piece of the Atlantis puzzle and continues to fuel speculation about the location of the lost city. The discovery of a previously unknown ancient city in Israel's Negev desert has some experts rethinking their stance on Atlantis. The city, which dates back to around 3,300 years ago, was found to have impressive infrastructure, including a large dockyard, a network of canals, and a sophisticated sewage system. These features bear a striking resemblance to the description of Atlantis provided by Plato, leading some to suggest that the two may be connected. While there is no concrete evidence linking the ancient city to Atlantis, its discovery has reignited interest in the possibility that Plato's account may have been based on actual historical events. The exploration of Atlantis has captured the imaginations of adventurers and historians alike for centuries. One of the most enduring theories suggests that the lost city was actually a colony of ancient Egyptians who sailed across the Atlantic Ocean and established a settlement in North America long before Christopher Columbus. Proponents of this theory point to similarities between the descriptions of Atlantis and ancient Egyptian culture, such as their shared reverence for the divine and their advanced knowledge of mathematics and astronomy. Aditya Nagy, some believe that the Egyptians' expertise in shipbuilding and navigation would have allowed them to undertake such a long sea voyage. However, despite these intriguing parallels, there is little concrete evidence to support the idea that Atlantis was an Egyptian colony. Nevertheless, the theory persists and continues to fascinate those seeking to uncover the truth behind the legend of Atlantis. The quest to find Atlantis has led some explorers to consider the possibility that the lost city may have been located in Antarctica. This theory, while seemingly far-fetched, is rooted in the belief that Atlantis was a highly advanced civilization with sophisticated technology that allowed them to survive in extreme environments. Proponents of the theory argue that the Antarctic region, which was once accessible during the last ice age, could have been the home of Atlantis. They point to evidence of a warm climate and abundant plant and animal life in Antarctica millions of years ago as support for their claims. Adityanagi, some believe that the presence of mysterious structures in the Antarctic ice, as well as ancient artifacts that have been discovered in the region, may provide clues to the whereabouts of Atlantis. While the idea of an advanced civilization existing in Antarctica remains controversial, it continues to captivate the imaginations of those fascinated by the mysteries of the unknown. As we continue to explore the depths of our planet's history, the quest to find Atlantis endures. With each new discovery, we gain a deeper understanding of the civilizations that came before us and the possibilities for what might have been. While the lost city may never be unearthed, the pursuit of knowledge and the thirst for adventure that drives us forward are timeless qualities that unite us in our shared humanity. Whether Atlantis existed or not, the story it represents lives on in our collective consciousness, reminding us of the enduring power of storytelling and the boundless curiosity that defines the human spirit. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you next time.